He had always thought of love as a silly concept, something his friends obsessed over, but he was above. He was a hopeless romantic, he'd say, only in the sense that he believed in fairy tales, but only from a safe distance, never with any real intention of getting swept up in one himself. Until her. The bookstore was his sanctuary, the one place where time stood still and the world outside made sense. He spent hours browsing the shelves, getting lost in pages and pages of stories that weren't quite his own. She was behind the counter, sorting books with a precision that was almost as precise as his own. Their eyes met, and he felt a jolt, like a lightning bolt had struck him down. She smiled, and for the first time in his life, he felt like he'd been punched in the gut. Not an unwelcome punch, more like a welcome weight had been placed on him. They talked, and their conversation flowed like a smooth river. They connected over the same books, the same love of words and stories that brought them both to the quiet sanctuary of the bookstore. He found himself wanting to be in her presence, to feel the air vibrate with her laughter, to know the taste of her smile. But there was a part of him that held back, the rational part of his brain screaming at him to slow down, to not get ahead of himself. This, after all, was love, a thing he thought he knew nothing about, a thing that terrified him with its unpredictability. For weeks, months, he watched her from afar, studying her every move, her every smile. It was as if he'd become a detective, gathering evidence of her existence, proving to himself that she was real and tangible and lovely. Finally, he gathered the courage to talk to her, to share his words with her, to find out if she felt the same way. "Hey," he said, pushing his hair behind his ear. "Want to grab coffee with me sometime?" Her face lit up, and for a moment he forgot to breathe. "Yes," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I'd love to." From that moment on, he knew he was in trouble. He'd fallen in love with her, and there was no escape, no going back to the safe distance he'd always kept.